Chapter 3. The castle. Hikari, the little dwarf with a big heart, thought for a long time. He paced back and forth, his wooden shoes quietly tapping on the floor. Sunny watched him, her heart pounding with a lack of hope. Rowena sat silently, her face pale and tired. The silence in the small house was filled with unspoken questions. Finally, Hikari stopped. He looked at Sunny, then at Rowena. "It's an insane plan," he said, shaking his head. "But I can't let my old friend go without a fight. We'll go to the castle, but we must be careful. My Lady Morgana has eyes and ears everywhere." They waited until the moon was a thin crescent in the sky. Hikari handed them long, dark, hooded cloaks. "They will help you blend in with the shadows," he said. "The guards at the gate are lazy, but Morgana's spies are cunning." They left the house and headed into the silent village. The streets were empty, and the houses were dark. It seemed as if the village itself held its breath. Sunny felt a chill run down her spine. "Why are there no children here, Hikari?" she whispered. Hikari's face was grim. "Morgana took them," he said, his voice a low growl. "She needed their magic. She is growing stronger and uses their power to feed her own." Sunny gasped, her heart aching with pain for the lost children. The path to the castle was steep and winding. The wind howled around them, and the trees seemed to reach for them with their gnarled branches. They saw the castle atop the hill, its black spires piercing the dark sky like a crown of thorns. As they drew closer, they saw the castle gates. 2 guards stood on either side, their armor gleaming in the faint moonlight. Hikari raised his hand. "Wait here," he whispered. "I'll distract them. The 2 of you, slip inside and find the tower." Hikari quickly moved forward, making a loud tap-tap-tap sound with his wooden shoes. Confused, one of the guards muttered, "What was that?" Hikari, hiding in the shadows, began to sing a silly song about a grumpy troll. While the guards were distracted, Sunny and Rowena slipped through the gates. They found a secret door and entered the castle, their hearts pounding. The air inside was heavy and cold, and the sound of Hikari's song faded behind them. They were finally inside. Chapter 4. Sister Morgana. They walked through a narrow, winding corridor, lighting their way with only the dim glow of a candle on a floor lamp. "Mother, where are we going?" Sunny asked. "Don't worry, darling. We're almost there," Rowena replied. "There should be a right turnaround here somewhere. Your aunt and I used to love hiding here from our nannies." After about 20 more steps, they reached the turn, unaware that Rowena's sister had placed warning beacons there in the form of spiderwebs. "Sunny, stop!" Rowena cried out. "It's a trap!" Sunny froze and began to scan the space around her. "But Mother, I don't see anything." "You're right, because it is masterfully disguised," Rowena answered. "If it weren't for those faint glimmers, we would have been caught." Rowena made a few intricate gestures in the air, and the glowing threads of the snare became visible. Sunny gasped. One more step, and they would have been trapped. Just then, they noticed the same little white rat. It scurried to the other side of the web, without touching a single thread, and pressed a small ledge in the wall. The mesh flickered and vanished. "Hurry," the rat squeaked. "The web will restore itself soon." Rowena and Sunny rushed forward. Immediately behind them, the faint threads began to shimmer again. "Thank you, sweet little thing," Sunny said. "What would we do without your help? This is the second time you've saved us." It was true. At the very start of their adventure, this same little rat had helped her find the moonstone. "Move quickly, there is almost no time left." The rat squeaked. "Wait," Rowena asked suspiciously. "How do you know time is running out? And who are you?" "There's no time for that now. Hurry," the rat squeaked in response. The 3 of them pressed on through the narrow secret passage until they came across a neat hidden door with a peephole. On the outside, the door was concealed behind a painting of the Munson family crest. After checking the peephole to ensure the room was empty, our heroes quietly stepped out, making sure to lock the door behind them. They found themselves in a guest room, furnished with a bed, a wardrobe, a small table, and a neat ottoman. Everything was decorated in soft pastel tones. "Where now, Mother?" Sunny asked. "Now comes the hardest part," Rowena said. "We must reach the very top of the tower, and the path leads through the central hall. There may be guards protecting my sister's chambers." "I'll handle that," the rat squeaked. "I'll distract the guards while you slip away to the tower stairs." "You still haven't told us who you are," Rowena reminded her. "A friend, just a friend who wants to help you, so that truth and justice may prevail," the rat declared, nodding her head confidently and stomping a tiny paw. "Now follow me and try not to make a sound. We'll meet at the top of the tower. By the way, my name is Shaya." "Thank you, Shaya," Sunny called after her. The three of them headed toward the exit. Cracking the door open, they scouted the corridor. Then, it was Shaya's turn. She darted across the stone floor and along the long carpet runner. Looking around, she waved a paw to show the coast was clear. Rowena and Sunny followed immediately. Just as they reached the turn to the tower, the shadow of a guard appeared at the far end of the hallway. They ducked around the corner just in time. Sunny thought he had turned toward them, but luckily, he let out a massive sneeze and the visor of his helmet fell over his eyes, blinding him. "Now, let's hope the tower is empty," Shaya whispered. After climbing the spiral stone staircase to the very top, they reached the tower door. "Wait, I'll check if anyone is inside," Shaya squeaked. She slipped through a crack at the bottom of the door and disappeared. Suddenly, a sharp squeal echoed from inside. Rowena realized Shaya had fallen into a trap. "Back, quickly," Rowena whispered in alarm, but the guards had already crept up behind them. "I'll distract them, Sunny. Run, find Hickory." "Don't be in such a hurry, sister," a painfully familiar voice called out from behind. "Long time no see," the voice said with a mocking edge. "I thought you'd stay hidden in the woods forever with your charming little daughter. But no, you had enough courage, or perhaps enough stupidity to return home," Morgana said, her teeth bared in a grin. Standing before them was a woman a few years older than Rowena. She was tall and just as elegant as Rowena herself. Her hair was neatly styled, with locks of the same fiery red falling past her shoulders, nearly reaching her waist. On her head sat a finely crafted diadem adorned with emeralds and garnets. She wore a gown made by expensive tailors in the emerald and gold colors of the Munson family crest. "Let her go," Rowena snapped. "Our feud is between us. Leave my daughter out of this." "How can I leave her out?" Morgana replied. "She is the key to greatness and the portals between worlds. I've searched for you for nearly 16 years, but my trackers always returned empty-handed. I wonder how that happened. You have no magic left. You spent it all to give birth to that child. Or perhaps you had accomplices protecting you that even you didn't know about." Morgana mused. "Take this rat I just caught, for example. Did you know she was our enchanted nanny?" "Yes, indeed. The one who stole your magic and my kindness before vanishing. Also cursed half the mages so they couldn't interfere." Morgana twirled a small, round cage containing the white rat. Rowena stared at her sister in bewilderment. She couldn't understand who Morgana was talking about. "Oh, you don't even remember?" Morgana smirked. "It was a traveler, or so he claimed. When he got into our castle for a ball, he feigned illness. As gracious hosts, we gave him a guest room. That is where he cast his spells. He would have slipped away unnoticed after draining our power, but you decided to check on the sick man and saw him siphoning magic from the entire realm. You probably noticed on your way here that there isn't a single child left. That is also his doing. Children vanish from their beds upon reaching a certain age. But now that you've brought your daughter, we can fix everything. It will only require all of her power, and perhaps what little is left of yours, sister," Morgana added with a wink. "Please, don't," Sunny begged through tears. "Maybe we can break the curse another way. Just give us until the lunar eclipse." "You? Solve this?" Morgana pondered. "Well, let's see. I feel unusually kind today, despite having been robbed of my kindness long ago." She let out a dry laugh.